Why does it feel impossible to lose weight? This is a question I consistently asked myself when I was 240 pounds. And the problem wasn't that I was 240 pounds and as big as a house. The problem was that I wasn't always 240 pounds and I was having so much freaking trouble getting back in shape. You see, I used to be the fit friend in a group before I gained all of that weight. I used to be the guy with the big arms, the guy who stayed in shape, all of that type of stuff. But somewhere along the line, I lost myself. And every single time I failed my diet, every single time Monday became next Monday, I started to actually believe that maybe I was just stuck being a fat guy. Maybe losing weight was impossible because I knew what it was like to be fit. And yet I just couldn't quite grasp that version of me once again. And then I realized I was focusing on the wrong things. I couldn't just jump right back into trying to be that same fit guy and have that same fit person mindset because I wasn't the same person. I was a new person. And all the habits that led me to being 240 pounds, it caused me to think totally differently. And so the reason why you feel that weight loss is impossible is because from an early age, you've accepted a version of your life that was never meant to be for you. And what do I mean by that? When I was out of shape, I felt low energy. I felt like an old man. Like everything felt like an old man. My heart would race just at the thought of going on a light jog. Just the thought of it, not even going on the jog, just thinking about it, my heart would race. Knees will hurt, joints will hurt. I would go to sleep and not sleep well. I would wake up tired, all that old man shit. And I started to think to myself, the reason why I knew I had a problem is because all of these things, the low energy, the bad joints, the not feeling good. But it made me start to think and realize this: what if this is all you've known your whole life? What if being in pain, being out of breath, not being able to do certain things because of your physical limitations, what if all those things is all you've ever known? And so it's your normal, it feels normal. You don't address it, you don't think about it because most people, everybody feels like that. I looked up the obesity percentages for each community. For us black folks, it's almost 50%. It's like right at the barrier of that. It's like 49.9%. For white people, it's like 40, I think it's like 40%, which is still almost half. And I think for Latino people, it's like at 45. And that just goes to show you most people live as if they're old people. Most people feel like they're getting old when they're 30. Most people feel like they're getting old when they get into their late 20s because they don't take care of their body and they've been conditioned to feel like being in pain, having bad knees, having a bad back, all these things that directly correlate with being obese and super overweight. They feel like these things are normal for their age when in fact they're not. And for me, being someone who knew what it was like to be in shape, that's a scary reality to live in, to feel like, oh, this is just how life is. But the thing that really woke me up was knowing what it was like to be in shape because I started to think to myself, well, damn, if I feel bad right now, what's going to happen in my 30s, 40s, and 50s? Am I going to end up in a nursing home and be less independent because I didn't take care of myself in my 20s? If I feel like an old man now, I'm going to be completely fragile as a 40-year-old. And don't believe me if you don't want to, but there are 40-year-olds in nursing homes. There are people a bit younger in nursing homes because they didn't take the time to take care of their health. And when their bodies started breaking down at an early age, they didn't see it as a sign. I immediately noticed it because I had been in shape before. I immediately noticed how I felt. And I can foresee the future if I didn't stop what I was doing. If I didn't get a handle on my weight loss and get started on trying to get my weight under control, man, who knows what kind of health problems I might have had in my 30s or 40s or 50s. I want to be independent when I get older. And me being big at that early age, bro, imagine being in shape and you're just watching your quality of life just go away. You can't enjoy certain things because you feel like a freaking old man. And when I started to come to that realization, that's when I finally decided, hey man, this isn't about the abs. It isn't about looking good. It's about taking my fucking life back because it stopped being something that, oh, I want to look good for the summer. I want to look good for this. I want to look good for that. It started becoming something I had to fucking do. And here's the solution for you. When I finally came to all these realizations, I finally stopped treating my health and fitness like something I would do when I felt motivated, when I watched an anime or something like that. I started treating it like I was protecting my quality of life. Think about your job. You go to work because you have to, because it keeps you alive financially. You cannot pay the bills, you won't have a roof over your head. You cannot pay for food, you will not eat. You will starve to death. Well, I started to think about my fitness the exact same way because you literally only get one body and it's a gift. If you don't take care of that body, you will literally die. Take care of your body is what keeps you alive. And I think we got it backwards to where we overwork ourselves in a job and we totally neglect our bodies. Because if your body is still good, you can always get up and find another job because you have a good body. But if you're putting all the work into your job and doing this and doing that, but you're neglecting your health, you're lost, bro. You're going to lose. And so you got to start treating your body like a full-time job because that's what it is. You have to stop treating this like a hobby and more like something you have to fucking do if you want to experience everything that life has to offer, because you literally cannot live life to the fullest if you are overweight. And I know that may be like a bold statement, but get in shape one time. You don't even have to get down to 15 to 10% body fat to experience this, because I've been 30%, maybe 40% body fat before. And I can tell you that right now, where I'm at about 18% body fat, I'm going to get to 15 at some point. But the difference between being that big and even getting out to 20%, 18% body fat, bro, it's such a night and day difference in not just in your mentality and your physicality and how you overall perceive the world. You have a much more better quality of life and you'll be able to experience life in a new light. So number one, you need to stop treating your fitness like a hobby and start treating it like something you have to do like your full-time job. You literally need it to stay alive more than money. You need your body to be fit more than money. You need to get that through your head. Because as soon as I got that through my head, I did not need motivation and I stopped accepting that, oh, I'm just going to be big. I couldn't accept that. I'm telling you from both sides of it. I've been fat and I've been in shape. I felt like it was impossible to lose weight. And I've also seen that it is possible to lose the weight. So I'm telling you right now, one of the main ways to get out of this, ah man, it feels impossible loop, is to literally start treating your body like a full-time job. And another reason why weight loss may feel impossible is that even once you've come to the same realization that I did, and you realize why you must change and that you must treat your body as if it's your full-time job more than your actual job that pays your bills, is because you may be self-sabotaging yourself because you hear that voice and you listen to it and you know what voice I'm talking to. It's that voice in your head that tells you to do things that you're not supposed to be doing, and you think that voice is your own thoughts. And I used to listen to this voice myself all the time, and every time I did that, I freaking regretted it because my thoughts or whatever I thought was my thoughts will cause me to do things that will push my progress back. And this made me feel like I was in this like hellish purgatory of never losing the weight, because every time I will take 2 steps forward, I'll go 10 steps back because I'm eating the wrong foods. I'm going out to eat things that I'm not supposed to, whatever the case may be. This voice in my head, or another word we can use for it, is my own freaking thoughts. My own mind was holding me back. But don't worry, there is a solution to this. I guess defeating your own thoughts when it comes to trying to lose the weight. And for me, and this will probably work for you, the best solution would be to not give your thoughts a vote. We listen to our thoughts all day, every day, and we think that our thoughts are us. That's why when something happens at work that pisses us off, we think about it and we're pissed even when we go home. You have to stop identifying with certain thoughts because you know that deep down inside, you want to lose this freaking weight, bro. You want to get down to that lean, sexy body, and you know you have the capacity to do so. But every time you think, oh man, you know, it'd be nice right now, some more ice cream. Oh man, I know I already ate all my calories for the day, but I could go for something else. I'm not really hungry for real. Like my stomach's not growling, but I could go for something else. I'm feeling kind of snacky, man. Don't listen to it. Just because you think that doesn't mean you have to listen to it. First problem is you think that when you think that that thought process is you. Well, it is kind of you, but it's a lower version of you that doesn't deserve to get a vote or a say in things that you actually take actions on. You see, the version of you that thought in the first place that he wanted to lose the weight, that considered in the first place that he wanted to make his health better, that's the higher version of you. You want to listen to him. You want to give him a vote. So when you hear the lower version of yourself thinking, oh man, can't hurt to have a cheat day. Oh man, it can't hurt to do this. It can't hurt to do that. Oh, I'm feeling kind of snacky. You let the higher version of yourself talk over him and say, no, we can't do that because if we do that, we're going to lose progress. No, we can't do that because of this. No, we can't do that because of that. And then you have to start replacing those bad thoughts, those thoughts that cause you to go off the rails on your diet with good thoughts. I'm good. I ate enough. I'm fine. I can keep working out. I need to reward myself with good sleep. Thoughts like that. Good thoughts that talk over the bad ones. Now, this isn't some psycho stuff. All it is whenever you hear yourself having a thought that is contrary to your beliefs, that is contrary to your goals, such as, oh man, we can have a little bit more food even though we ate all the calories, something like that. You need to conjure up another thought that is contrary to that thought that says, no, we're going to stay on our diet because of this. It says, no, actually, we can't do that because it's going to hurt us. No, actually, because remember the last time we did that, we didn't feel good afterwards and it just pushes us back from our goals. It's not some psycho stuff. It's literally just thinking intentionally. And whatever you think is what you become. And this is some deep thought woo-woo stuff, but I really want you guys to consider using this as a solution to getting out of that weight loss purgatory, that weight loss hell, because that's exactly what it is. When you know for a fact, deep down inside, you want to lose the weight, yet your own thoughts are betraying you and causing you to do things that cause you to not lose the weight, you need to conjure up better thoughts and fight off and push those thoughts out of your brain. I mean, it's the same thing of, I don't know if many of you guys can relate to this, but I really want to put this in perspective of this like solution that I'm trying to give you guys. Have you ever broken up with one of your exes? Because I know I did this before. Have you ever broken up with one of your exes and you just can't stop thinking about her? And then in order to get her off your brain, you literally have to just repeat in your brain, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Or maybe you're at work and you just got into an argument with your girlfriend or maybe your ex. Maybe your girlfriend is about to become your ex. Y'all in a big argument, but you have to get to work. Like you have to focus, like you have to give people your full attention. And then in your mind, you have to just kind of like push the thought of her out. You have to kind of like say, I don't care over and over again inside your head. That's basically what you have to do. You have to think over the bad thoughts and push those out and replace them with good thoughts that actually push you towards your goals. A good book to read for this is a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. It literally just goes into how do you create an identity of who you want to be. It goes into like visualizations and how to start thinking like a person that does what you want to do to eventually start to become that person. how to brainwash yourself into becoming the person you're trying to be. But it also works with weight loss, because weight loss isn't just a physical journey. It's a spiritual and it's also a mental journey. You become a different person when you start to lose the weight. You become a different person because it's like trial by fire. You're forged by fire like a sword. You know what I mean? To become a sharper, better version of yourself. So really consider this for a solution, because out of all the tips I'm going to give you in this video, this is probably like the most important out of all of them. This will like literally help you carry out all the other advice I gave you in this video. Okay, so the third reason that weight loss may feel impossible for you is you're racing the freaking clock. And I totally get it, bro. You see it online. People are losing mad weight in a short amount of time. And you're thinking, dang, maybe that's just how long it's supposed to take. And I know this personally because I've been through that. It took me, gosh, man, it took me 2 years to lose 60 pounds. It took me 2 years to lose 60 pounds. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when I started at 240 pounds, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, man. I was messing up. I was overeating. I was still trying to figure out what to do. So like the first 3 months, I was literally just figuring out how to do things and making mistakes. Then the next 3 months after that, I was losing weight rapidly because I was like mad overweight. When you're mad overweight, you lose weight very easily and you don't even really have to know anything. So after I lost all the weight, I plateaued for a good long time. And then literally in the last year and a half, that's when I actually started to see the progress. And that's the part of the journey that a lot of these fitness influencers neglect to tell you guys. Most people, especially if they don't have a coach, I did not have a coach, they're not going to get this fitness stuff right away. They're not going to get this calorie tracking stuff right away. Because first of all, the whole food industry is not even meant for us to do the whole calorie tracking thing. That's why nobody wants to do it. And then once you get past that hump of wanting to do it, then you have to learn. Then you have to make mistakes. Then you have to figure out the macros. Then you have to do this. Then you have to do that. Then you have to figure out the activity level. So this whole weight loss thing, it takes time, especially if you don't want to look like a freaking melted ice cream at the end of your cut, because you can easily lose weight very easily. All you have to do is eat like a bird and do massive amounts of cardio. You will lose weight, but you will look like a melted ice cream at the end of your cut, especially if you had as much weight to lose as I did and still do. So you need to stop racing that clock, bro, because however long you think it's going to take longer. It's going to take a long time, and you're just going to have to be okay with that, because you are going to go ahead and try to lose this weight regardless, because you need to get that weight up off you so you can live a better quality of life. And one of the best ways to discourage yourself and make you feel like weight loss is impossible is when in 1 month you only lose 5 pounds and not 10 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And so the first part of your journey is not really going to be you losing weight. It's literally just going to be you learning how to lose the weight. And then you're going to start seeing some progress consistently and actually know how to lose weight. And then once you finally get done with your cut, you're never going to be fat again. And people always ask me, how long did it take? How long did it take? Every time I show people my before and after. And I'd be disappointed to tell them it didn't take as short as they think it will. It took a long time. It took me 2 years. 2 years of trial and error. And then within the last year, I've finally got the shit together. You know what I mean? And hell, I'm just like y'all, because I'm 173 right now, bro. When I was 240 pounds, I thought, damn, I done put on so many muscle because I accidentally bulked for multiple years and got big as a house. Maybe when I get to 170, maybe I'll be shredded already. Man, that reality punched me right in the fucking face, because I'm 173 and I'm still not shredded. I'm looking at maybe I might have to get down to 160, maybe even 155, 157 or something like that. You know what I mean? And so you have a lot more weight to lose than you think, and it's going to take a lot longer than you actually think. But do not let any of this discourage you whatsoever. You're going to do it anyway. You know you have to lose the weight. You need to just go ahead and accept and take this brain rot out of your head from Instagram and TikTok with people having these fast ass transformations, and then just go ahead and accept the fact that it's going to take you a long time. Just go ahead and look at it like this. These first couple months, I'm learning. I'm just learning how to lose the weight. That's it. That's all. And then once you learn, then you can actually start to see some progress. But if you never ever start, of course weight loss is going to feel impossible because you haven't even begun to start to try to learn. And that's like half of the battle. You just have to learn how to do it. And once you accept that you have to just stop racing the clock, weight loss is just going to stop feeling impossible. It's going to just feel like a way of life. Like, this is just what I do. Every day I wake up, I'm here to learn. I make a mistake, but I'm going to learn from it and get better. And that's what this whole journey is all about. The more you improve and get better, the more results you're going to see. And then one day you'll wake up and you've already lost 33 pounds and you haven't lost any muscle. You've kept your muscle. You don't look like a melted ice cream. And because you were patient and you wasn't racing the clock like everybody else, you actually ended up with a physique that you actually liked. Now, did you have to get a little bit lower than you think? More than likely, yes. Did it take a little bit longer than you thought it would? Also, yes. But you'll be able to get the desired result that you actually want from this approach. And dude, people constantly ask me, what was the routine? What was the diet? How did you do this? How did you do that? But most of this whole weight loss journey is literally changing the way you think. Because I made this video for people who feel like weight loss is impossible. I made it for myself, really. This is like kind of like my online diary. Like, I felt like weight loss was impossible too at one point. But when I started to change the way I think, my body started to follow. And once you do that, your body will follow too. And you're going to get lean. And if weight loss starts to feel impossible after this video, I want you to remember these things. You don't have to become a different person overnight. All you have to do is stop accepting the life that's been conditioned into you, the life of feeling bad, the life of feeling sick, because that's what you are. You're sick, the life of feeling sick. Stop listening to the voice that tells you to do things that are contrary to your goals. And also, you need to stop racing that clock, because one day you'll wake up and you realize that the hard part was not losing weight. It wasn't learning how to lose weight. It was believing that you can't do it. And so if you guys like this type of video, do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.